here with Monty Pereira, Watanabe Floral's marketing director. Monty, tell us a little bit about the history of the business.
Well, we've been around for a long time. This is Mr. Watanabe. He was actually a University of Hawaii graduate. He was a chemist major, but he had a passion for flowers. But before he could get started, he was called to the war. He's stationed in Australia as an interpreter because he understood Japanese. And he actually started growing flowers right outside the barracks. And when he came back, this is the family home in Kahala, so he used the backyard to get started. You can see, I think it was about 150 total acres at the time that they started to grow their roses. And that farm there is right around where Kahala Mall now stands. Here's a shot of a true family business. So that's Ernest's mother, father, and sister all helping process roses. And then you see the house where they actually were selling flowers out of that home for many years on Yonge Street before they actually had a physical location. So for the first 40 years, most of the business was done right out of that house in terms of wholesale, and there was no retail at the time. He believed, because they were supposed to be married before he was deployed, that there were a lot of other soldiers in his boat and that there would be a huge need for roses. And so that was one of his driving forces when he came back to immediately do that. And then you see the last picture that we really had of Mr. and Mrs. Watanabe in our main showroom. Mr. Watanabe passed 10 years ago. Mrs. Watanabe is now 95 and she is still around. She's often here, and if you do come back on Valentine's Day, she'll be seated out on the sales floor talking to people. She loves Valentine's Day. At one point or another, all of the kids participated in Watanabe Floral. However, right now we have Russell Watanabe, who is the president and CEO, Leland Watanabe, who is our director of purchasing, Susan Watanabe Lowe, who is in charge of our Just Because Rose program, are the only three that are still participating in the business.
That's great.
And then the farm moved out to WWII until we outgrew the WWII farm, and that was moved to Kamuela. And so we have 18 acres in Kamuela and we had 17 acres in Mililani. Unfortunately, back in 2008, we stopped growing, and now we bring things in from all over the world.
So Monty, you have 2 locations. How many people do you employ?
Well, we employ about 77 employees, give or take, 3 of which are at a satellite store in Waipahu, little store in Tropicana Square right behind Arby's and Jack in the Box, and the majority of everybody else is here. So 95 to 98% of our business will come out of this building.
Where do you get your flowers from?
Well, surprisingly, most of our flowers are coming from South America. Colombia and Ecuador probably provide between 50 and 60% of all flowers that come into this country. So we get a lot of flowers from there. We also get quite a bit of flowers from California up through the Pacific Northwest, and very few flowers are coming here locally because there's just not that many farmers anymore in Hawaii growing flowers.
So what's it like here at Valentine's Day, and what are your best sellers?
Well, Valentine's Day is organized chaos. It is a lot of fun on the day itself. I think for the staff, if you were to ask them that, it's exhausting in preparation, but once it gets to the 14th, there's nothing quite like it. You have a stream of people coming in and out throughout the day. It's so much fun. What's really fun is that 90% of your customers that day are men, and most of them are confused and ignorant to what they want. And sometimes it's just hilarious to point them in the right direction, but it's a lot of fun. Roses are by far the biggest seller. I think at Valentine's Day, 90% of everything that's sold is roses. You'll have some tulips, would probably be second on that day, but we'll bring in between 150 and 200,000 roses for that week.
Wow. Besides Valentine's Day, what are your other main sources of business?
Well, I never was in the floral industry before, and it wasn't until I started that I realized that every holiday is a floral holiday. So the next busiest time would be the month of May, where you have graduation, Mother's Day is the next biggest holiday, and then Memorial Day is a close third in terms of how busy we are. Besides holidays, a large segment of our business is done through mass market. We service stores like Sam's Club and Costco and Walmart and Foodland, and we also are very heavy into the wedding business. So that's the exciting growth part of our business, where we get to help people celebrate their special day.
Do you have consultants that specialize in the wedding design?
Yes, we do have somebody that's only responsibility is to handle weddings, but she can't handle everything. So we have some of our team members that are able to help with the consultations, and then our fabulous design team actually fulfills these orders and delivers the pieces to our guests.
So how did you get into this business?
I never would have expected to be in the floral business. I'm actually a CPA by trade, and I'm a career changer myself. I came here as the accountant 16 years ago and kind of migrated over into something that better fit my personality in sales and marketing.
So what do you like best about working for Watanabe Floral?
I think working with flowers, you have the rare opportunity to really help people express their feelings through flowers. Most people buy flowers for a specific reason, either for condolences or to express love and appreciation. And that's really a nice thing to say. Not every business can say that they're actually helping people express their feelings.
So Monty, do you ever get unusual requests?
I mean, not too often. I mean, we do ship things all over the world, but I think when you talk about an unusual request, we'll have someone that comes in that maybe loved the piano and they passed away, and someone wanted to express a sympathy piece that looks like a piano. So we've done sympathy pieces that actually look like a piano or look like the logo of their favorite sports team. That happens most when you're dealing in sympathies. Now, in terms of weird or fun, Valentine's Day, again, that's a situation where you have a person that may be sending out multiple arrangements to people all over the place, and that's a little inside secret that we won't reveal names for.
Ooh, okay. After the break, Monty's going to take us on a tour around Watanabe Floral, so don't go anywhere.